Girlfriend's ultimatum. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go again. Hey, Billy Bong. My girlfriend, parentheses, of over 1 year, recently gave me an ultimatum. Weed or her. I chose weed. All right. There's a person who knows what he likes. Did you say that? Did you say that in the moment? Did you wait a few days? Did you mull it over for at least a few minutes? Sick of your pot smoking, okay? And I know that, I said earlier that I was okay with it, but the truth is I'm not. You're high all the time. I think it's affecting you, and it's just, I'm to the point I can't do this anymore. So you need to make a choice. Either you choose me or you choose marijuana. What's it going to be? I'm going to choose the weed, sweetheart. See ya. She's going to slowly walk with her head down out the fucking door. It couldn't have gone down like that. Anyways, however, as I perceived it, it was a choice of reason versus absurdity, not her versus weed. Allow me to defend myself. Absolutely, sir. You have the floor. Or man, this might be a lesbian relationship. My girl and I started smoking together about 2 months ago. She was never big on it, but I was a self-admitted pothead in the past. We started smoking a couple months ago at her request. We would smoke 1 or 2 hits per night before bed. Well, last night, she decided that she didn't like smoking weed anymore because she doesn't like the feeling of being high. Apparently, in that same moment, she became morally opposed to the idea of marijuana, and she proceeded to call me an addict that has a serious problem. In a grand dramatic gesture, she flushed my remaining weed down the toilet and made me choose her or weed. Wow, that escalated, as they say in Anchorman. She kept pointing at me and yelling, "Look at yourself. You're so high right now." Keep in mind, I took 1 hit out of a 1-hitter. I called bullshit on all of her arguments because as long as I've known her, she has never had a problem with weed and would often encourage me to use it because it does reduce my anxiety and temper. She often brags about her ex-boyfriend selling weed and her ex-husband smoking every day and it not being an issue. All right, I was kind of hearing her argument until those last fucking 2 sentences. Wow, this is a fucking retread you're with, huh? Jesus. You got her out of the recycle bin there, huh? So I assumed this wasn't about weed, but something else. I assumed it's the result of me telling her months ago, here we go, that I wouldn't be with her if she continued to drink because she had a seriously unhealthy relationship with alcohol. So I imagine she's trying to use this as her chance to play holier than thou card. For the record, I don't want to smoke weed all day / every day. It's the principle of the thing. But now my relationship is riding on this thing and I don't want to do what? It's riding on this thing and I don't want to do. I think it's riding on this thing that you don't want to do, is I think what you're trying to say. What are your thoughts? Help a brother out. Do I want to deal with this crazy level of hypocrisy forever? Thanks and go fuck yourself. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. And the detached way that you're able to talk about her, and you never once said that, I really love her though. You never said that. So, it sounds like she had a rough childhood that led into alcohol abuse and to her, picking some really some real winners here, drug dealers and fucking, I don't know what her ex-husband did, but he smoked every day. I think, the way you tell it, it doesn't sound like a rational person. So, on the other side, I will tell you, there are a lot of people that get high every day and don't think that they have a problem. Whereas if you get drunk every day, people call you drunk and say, you have a problem. I have a couple friends of mine that did that for a good 20 fucking years and they paid the price. Smoking weed every single fucking day. It's like everything. You wouldn't want to eat ice cream every day. You'd be a fat fuck. If you drink booze every day, you're going to have a bad liver, gallbladder, gin blossom. I mean, fucking alcohol is brutal. And I actually, now that I've finally been educated a little bit on weed, I really do believe it's way, way worse. It definitely ages you way, way, way more than weed does. But I don't think wake and bake people and people who need weed to fall asleep. I know it helps with anxiety and shit like that. And obviously, pain of chemotherapy. It's got a lot of great things. But when it really comes down to is if you feel it's not affecting your life, then I would just continue to do what you're doing. But it's something that as an adult, when you move out and your parents aren't there to fucking question your behavior, you really have to, I feel, be extra tough on yourself. Like I drank way too much last year, way too fucking much. So I'm glad that I kind of have it back under control. And even now I probably drink way too much. So I'm trying to look at that type of shit. And you know what's funny? When I don't drink, I'm more apt to take a hit of weed because I'm just used to having a little bit of a buzz every couple of days. So then whenever I quit drinking, then there'll be like a 2-week period that if somebody has weed, hey, you want a hit? I'll actually take a hit. And I never smoke weed. But then after that, then I just, I just don't like weed. I'm just not into it. And then after like 2 weeks, then I just kind of just don't do anything. And then that's when I start getting into shape again. So whatever, man. I think, you sound pretty level-headed and you never said you loved her. So I would get out of that. That sounds like a fucking, you'd really have to, like, the amount of baggage she sounds like she has, marrying a fucking alcoholic, that really takes a fucking saint if you're sober, sort of. I don't know why you'd want to put yourself through that. All right. That's their issue to fucking deal with. And you got to be selfish when you want to find the right person. So there you go.